you gotta check your six and you gotta know who's in your corner and just don't fuck with people. You know what I mean? Like you just stay safe by trying not to do that. But Brian Navavi is who I was watching the other day on social media because he said, ask me a question or something. But somebody wrote people. And he's like, what about people? It's like, in general, I don't fuck with people. You know, he's like, I have a lot of people in my corner, but those are the people that are building me up that I know have my back. I have their back. Just have a tight knit circle. And, you know, I think I've mentioned this before a long, long time ago. One of the books that I read that I think is really good for everyone to read. If you are a yes person, if you care about what other people think, it's called Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck. And Sarah McKnight, I believe, is her name, but she writes these books. She has like Tidy Up, Get Your Shit Together. She's got all kinds of other ones, but they're easy reads and they really make you think about all the little things that we may, as moms or wives, just maybe type A personalities, care about, right? Like, you know, you want to do things to the nines when you do it, but sometimes you spread yourself so thin that then you start to feel like, okay, I don't have any time for myself. I'm on the back burner, right? And that's going to segue here perfectly into what we're going to talk about today, because only you can solve this problem. If you don't feel like you have time for yourself to take care of yourself, if you don't feel like you have, you know, the energy to play with your kids after school or go to the grocery store and make some home cooked meals, or heck, watch a YouTube video on how to make some home cooked meals because you've never really learned how to cook because you've always put your energy into everybody before you. Work comes first, cleaning the house comes first, and we're just going to eat convenience things or order in or dine out or whatever, right? So if you are finding yourself in this place where you just don't, air quote, have time, only you can solve your problem. And it comes down to planning and prioritizing and essentially looking at your schedule and making it a priority that you are going to do things for you first and that you are going to stop saying yes to everything else. And I would even take this as far as like, look at the past 30 days and ask yourself, of all the things that you said yes to, how many of those things did you really enjoy doing? Because you know when you say yes to something that you're like, oh, I don't really want to do that. But yeah, okay, I'll be there. You know, like you feel obligated to go. Hey guys, you can respectfully decline baby shower invitations, bridal shower invitations, birthday parties. Like you don't have to do it all. Like we respectfully declined a birthday party for a kid at my son's school. I don't know the parents. I don't know this kid. We had a family birthday party that obviously trumps it, but also I wasn't going to spread myself so thin to do this birthday party in the morning and then drive an hour and a half to this birthday party in the afternoon. I just wasn't going to do that.
Yeah. No, I know. And it gets harder and harder the more responsibility you take on because it's not just one more thing, right? It turns into multiple things across the span of days, weeks, months that you now have responsibility for. If you decided to coach a baseball team or you decided to do a PTO, or you have to remember that things have to give. You know, you cannot just keep piling rocks on your shoulders continuously. You have to start taking some off if you're going to take other things on. And this is something else that we talk a lot around in terms of like seasons. There are going to be seasons where you cannot 1,000% commit to nutrition and exercise. That does not mean that it should be a 0% commitment. It means, okay, I'm going to do the very best that I can. I'm going to plan better. I'm going to prepare as much as I can. And I'm going to, make the choices that I'm capable of making, because we're all capable of making our choices, that they're ours. It's not, oh, this was the only thing to eat there. Okay. Either maybe you ate less of it or you wait until you get home. No one's starved not eating for a few hours. And so you have to realize that at the end of the day, it's never going to be easy either. It's going to always have trials and tribulations. You're going to always run into things where this is what I had hoped was going to happen, but then this happened, this came up. Like every single day of my life, I have a plan, and the plan usually doesn't go how I want it to go. I usually have an idea of this is when I'm going to work, this is when I'm going to do catch up and follow-up emails, this is when I'm going to study. And then more stuff piles on. I get messages that I need to address, or, the kid gets sick and I have to go get them, or whatever happens. And something takes longer than I think it's going to take. And so you have to have your priorities in line so that you don't get lost in all of the buzz that goes on in every day. Because you guys, you are in control of your actions, your thoughts, your feelings, and your words. That's about it. And if you are not taking control of those things and you are letting everything else influence you and all of the other, hard parts of your day affect you and things that are completely out of your control run you, you're going to probably not live a very happy life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think, there's a couple of ways that you can take this message, right? You can take this as like, they don't understand, or you can take this as like, maybe I do really need to start looking at all of these things, these curveballs that get thrown my way every day as opportunities and challenges to overcome this frustration, this situation that is not optimal, this situation that is going to make me pivot and adjust. Because at every corner that you turn, no matter if you think the next 3 months are going to be beautiful, I don't have any trips planned, I don't have anything that's going to be really, derailing me. It doesn't have to be any external force. Let me tell you, about 6 weeks into your protocol, you're going to be like, man, Becca and I just talked about this past weekend. What would we give to go without our kids and sit in a winery and not give a care in the world about how alcohol is toxic for you, not wake up hungover the next day and just be and just enjoy, right? So you're still going to have all of these challenges or these temptations, no matter where you're at. And so what I'm saying here is that you have to look at all of these things. If you are feeling like you are dropping the ball, you're not following through, you have such high motivation on Monday because, man, I did it again. Coming out of the weekend, I didn't feel super, great because I was, bloated and gassy and puffy and I didn't drink enough water and maybe I had more sweets than I thought I would or whatever it is, right? So you're highly motivated on Monday. But then over the course of the next few days, you start to feel a little better. You start to make these rationalizations, right? Well, then all of a sudden a curveball, gets thrown your way and you're like, oh shit, this week's already been good. So maybe we'll just order dinner tonight. Right. And so you have these situations constantly, every single day that are going to be challenges. And the only way that you start to show yourself that you can pass that test is by conquering each challenge one at a time. Right. So you have to build yourself into not a person that relies on motivation, but a person that is disciplined and a person that has boundaries. Right. And you just have set goals or non-negotiables, as we've talked about many times before on the podcast. Do I feel like cooking on Friday night? Typically I don't, right? So if I know that I have a limit of going out to eat 1 or 2 times a week, maybe Friday night is going to be that night because that's my trigger time, right? Instead of, well, we'll go out to eat on Saturday or Sunday, and Friday too, because I just didn't feel like it, right? And now you've broken your boundaries, you've broken your non-negotiables. And so it's pivoting and it's adjusting and it's constantly analyzing. Like I'm constantly analyzing. Becca heard me, talking to my sister on our walk earlier. I already know where Costco is when we land in Phoenix tomorrow because there's not a Costco where we're going to be. And I need a lot of the things in my normal routine from Costco. So all you got to do is be prepared, look ahead. And this could be a month from now. If you're traveling to a conference for work, I have a client that just messaged me yesterday. I've already let the catering company know, here's my dietary restrictions. Go you, girlfriend. Yeah. I've already ordered food that I can bring with me. I already found a Trader Joe's that's near my hotel. That's possible. That is a definition of taking something that might seem impossible to people and making it possible because it's a priority.
And those are the people that see the results.
Yep.
1,000%, you guys. There is a difference maker. And it is planning and preparing. There is a difference between those that go and take control of the situation and find the restaurants, find the grocery stores, find the gyms. And then there's those that submit to whatever environment they're in.
Wing it.
It gives you an excuse. Mm-hmm. It gives you an excuse to be like, it just wasn't ideal. So I had my favorite ice cream that I never have. And I had, a burger and fries because that was really all that the restaurant had. And I had a couple drinks, but I only kept it to a cup. Like it turns into now you're allowing these things to happen. Yes. Does the environment make it harder to make certain decisions? Of course it does. But guess what? Not impossible. It's a challenge for you. And so do you want to accept that challenge? Do you want to become that person? I have been both people. I have been the person that submitted to the situation that, I'm just going to eat all the pizza. I'm going to drink all the alcohol. It's vacation. So that's what you do. You just eat whatever you want and you drink whatever you want. And then I've been the other person that now looks up places. Where's the closest gym? Is it realistic? Or can I maybe figure out body weight workouts or just doing more walking? Can I, what alternatives can I have to alcohol so that I don't drink as much as I should, like would normally drink in those situations? Maybe I'll still have a few drinks because I do enjoy alcohol from here, now and then. It's not something I've sworn off for the rest of my life, but I know how I feel when I have way too much to drink and how I feel when I moderate it and keep it, chill. And then I look for restaurants and grocery stores. I'm always at a restaurant looking at what is the best option, what's going to make me feel the best after this, versus what do my emotions want me to do right now. That is your lower brain. Your lower brain is always thinking about an in the moment. And that is what a lot of people let influence them.